Testing microphone. Testing microphone. Well, hello everybody and welcome to Division 1. Today we are racing in the Marina Bay Street Circuit in Singapore. Um, Not much to say right now. I think we're starting to see people putting their laps, and this circuit is extremely complex, as we can see here from El Kang having a minor spin. Hopefully he didn't hit the barriers, so he will be able to continue and try another lap. What we can see here is that Max has set a 137, and some interesting news. Scott Palmer, who was a very good contender on the last season, he is back racing with us. So we're gonna see his lap and see how he performs. Let's talk a little bit about the circuit. The circuit is a very complex one. I think it's one of the hardest of the season, alongside Monaco, because we have 23 corners. All of them are tricky, all of them are complex. You need to have a very aggressive setup when it comes to downforce. I think some people are running like 50-48 when it comes to the front wing. So yeah, this is not about speed, it's more about having precision on the corners. We have 3 DRS zones that, to be honest, they really don't mean much. We will follow a lot of trains. We will have several safety cars, and I don't know if we will have a lot of overtakes. My guess is that we won't. For now, we are seeing how Scott Palmer is starting Sector 2. Interesting is that we are not seeing John in qualifying, which means that if he doesn't take part of today's race, everybody else has a huge opportunity to close the gap. Meanwhile, Scott Palmer sets the fastest second sector so far, which might put him, in the first positions. I'm not sure if Paul is in reach, but we will see. Looks to be a very solid lap for Scott Palmer. Let's see how he finishes the lap. Last corner, also a tricky one. A lot of people have problems on that specific corner. And he goes 137.7, extremely close to Max, only 0.2 of a second behind him. So most likely he will want to have another go. I think he has time. Meanwhile, Max just improved the lap a little bit with a 137.3. I was talking about the championship and the fact that John so far is not here, which means that Bag of Donuts can try to close the gap. Right now the gap is 66 points. It's like a very huge gap. But if Bag of Donuts was to win today, well, then that gap will be not that bad. I think it will be in the 47, 45, 46. So it's still a huge opportunity for Bag of Donuts to get closer to John. Let's wait for quality to be over. Then we will commentate the whole race. But for now, we're just gonna see, if Scott Palmer has another chance to go back again. Crescent just had an incident and had to retire, position 15. So we only have 16 drivers today. From what we saw on Division 2 on Monday, we will have a lot of safety cars, a lot of people struggling in corners, especially in corner 7, then in turn 13, 14, from 14 to 22, it's gonna be a struggle for some drivers. And 23, the last corner, the last turn, it's also tricky. It was tricky for me on Division 2. I actually had an amazing start, gained a lot of places on the first part of the circuit, on the first lap, and then I think by lap 3 on turn 23 I put the gas too soon and the car just spin on me. So yeah, by experience I can tell you that corner it's a bit tricky. Are we gonna see somebody going into the pits? Yeah, we have 3 minutes left. I think everybody's waiting for the to Terry probably to go again. There he is, Scott Palmer, ready to start an out lap. Then we have Grape in an out lap as well. El Kang is trying to set a lap. I don't think so because his battery is extremely low. So he might be coming back to the pits. Fire, same. Bag of Donuts in the pits, waiting for, there it is, an out lap. So we will see what Palmer can do, and then we will see what Bag of Donuts can do, because he is the one that can challenge John, mathematically speaking. Realistically, I think John is in another level compared to the rest of the league, and something crazy needs to happen for him to not win this season's championship. So Scott Palmer, let's see if he can find 0.5 of a second somewhere in the lap and challenge for pole position. Same for Grape. Grape is also pretty close to Scott Palmer and Max. Fire coming back to the pits after a 138.3, so most likely he won't have another chance. And there you go, Scott Palmer starting a lap. Let's see how he can do. He goes extremely wide on the straight, trying to get as much as possible from the corner. There's a yellow flag somewhere, so hopefully he won't get distracted by it. And let's see how he finishes the first sector. Yellow flags all over the place, and he improved a little, 0.3 of a second. So he needs to find 0.5 of a second. So far he has found 3 on the first sector. Second sector was his best sector on a previous lap, so let's see if he can improve that as well. He was gonna have some traffic, another Fatari behind him, hopefully in front of him. Hopefully that is not a problem as well. Let's see how he finishes the second sector. There he goes, and he doesn't set purple, and he has improved 1/10 of a second. So let's see how he finishes. In the last sector, again, hopefully the Alpha Tower is not traffic for him. There we go. All good, and he goes fastest. Got Palmer. Gets pole position. Let's see Back of Donuts if he can improve. I think he has not improved second sector. So let's see if he's able to do something in the third sector to get something better than 6. Meanwhile, a lot of people have retired. A lot of people have finished their lap. So right now it's just Bag of Donuts and maybe Brady. Bag of Donuts just goes into the pits. So he was not improving. And that's it. We have our lineup for the race. We'll be back in a few minutes. Testing microphone. Testing microphone. So let's wait for all the players and let's hope this is an interesting race. It looks like John won't be participating in the race. So again, this is a huge opportunity for some drivers to close that gap and try to stay alive in the championship for sure. So we have formation lap is undergoing. Got Palmer with that sweet pole position. Max starts behind him. Grape, while we see the pit strategy. Let's see if people are using something else than, yeah, only El Kang goes to mediums. Everybody else on hard tires. Considering the amount of safety cars that we have, I would have chosen mediums, but you know, I am not the one racing today. The drivers are trying to get into their position. Hopefully the bug where the first place has the tires extremely cold at the beginning of the race has been fixed. Otherwise, Scott Palmer will have some troubles on the first sector, on the first lap. So we're saying Scott Palmer in first place, Max in second, Grape in third, Elkann, then Brady, Fire, Bag of Donuts, Celes, Ernest, SRB, Chewy, Larope, Zach, Crescent, Pepe, and Crit Plus are the ones who are driving today. No John in the race. Let's see if some drivers can take advantage of that. How fast until we see the first safety car? Well, we already see a Williams having some troubles, some problems. I don't know if that is Zach or Crescent. I think it's Crescent. So yeah, let's get ready. 5 lights and the race has begun. It looks like a good exit, a good start for Scott Palmer. A not very good start for Max. He drops 2 places. Then Grape takes the first place. A lot of problems in the first corner, second corner really. And we see that Elkann has gained 2 places. Then Max, I said, a terrible start for him. He is losing places right so far, 4 places. And we will need to see Fire extremely close to Ernest. He needs to back out of that one and then rejoins. And having some troubles with his teammate. So he might want to, let his teammate go by. Then Max going back once again, back 1 place. So he has lost 5 places. Meanwhile, Scott Palmer starts to create a gap of 1 second, 1.6 seconds behind, in front of Elkann, then Grape, Brady, and then we have some small battle here between 4 drivers, all the way from Fire Bello to Crit Plus. Max losing another place. What a terrible start for Max. And that looked to be an incident. Probably that's just the transmission, the broadcast having some issues. But it looks like the complex race will be happening here. Bag of Donuts also had a very poor start, losing 4 places. And SRB losing 6 places so far. Crit Plus, an amazing start, gaining 6 places. And we see that SRB has to go into the pits to get a new front wing. Then Zach and Max. I think Max is lagging a lot. That's what I can see. And probably that is impeding a proper race on the Mercedes driver. Let's go and to Bag of Donuts, who is chasing Zach. I don't think we will see a lot of overtakes, so I'll take whatever I can get. Larope having some issues here. He goes wide, and I think he lost a bit. And then we have the first safety car, the first DNF, Zach, the Red Bull. We see in the barriers. Yeah, so first safety car. Is that a virtual safety car? It seems that way because I don't see a safety car in the horizon. So very unfortunate for Zach, who basically has to retire. Then Fire has a drive-through penalty because the race has been resumed. And drive-through penalties for, it seems, Grape and Fire. That's very, very bad for some drivers. Yeah, drive-throughs all over the place. So Grape will have to go and into the pits. John has left the session. So John came to the session, but he was unable to participate on the race. So we see that Chewy is getting closer to Max. Max, who had a very poor start and so far not a very great race. They go extremely close. So I wouldn't be surprised if Chewy is able to overtake Max anytime soon. There he goes, gonna try to make the move. He makes the move, and then it seems that Max, is lagging a lot. Then Crescent has some issues. He goes into the barriers, and he's gonna try to recover the car, but it doesn't look that way. I think at this point he's just frustrated and just wants this pain to be over. Yeah. Seems that we cannot bring a safety car so far because of this. I think he's just trying to crash. I don't think he wants to. And he gets a 5-second penalty for corner cutting. Crazy. There goes another, in this case, safety car. So finally Crescent was able to crash himself and provoke a safety car. I'm wondering if this is kind of allowed. Like, Crescent definitely brought the safety car on purpose. We saw him like trying to crash the car multiple times into the barriers. So I don't know if Stuart should look into it. I think he didn't do it like with the idea of helping a teammate or something like that. He was definitely just frustrated because this track will make you frustrated no matter what. So God Palmer remains in the position that he started, first place. Then Elkan gained 2 places. Brady gained 2 places as well. Salis gaining 4 places. Ernest 4 places. And Bach of Donuts 1 place. Crit Plus. Amazing start from him. Gaining 9 places. 2-3. Then we have Max and Grape with terrible, terrible starts from them. And they might need to recover through strategy. Because right now I think we are gonna start to see a lot of trains. Then we have a problem with Pepe. And I think he might have to go into the pits and get a new wing. So that will put him at the end of the queue. The good thing is that people who have drive-thrus have paid them, which is good. Pepe also goes into the pits to get a new front wing. And then we will wait for everybody to go back in the line and the race to be restarted. Okay, it's time to see who has a stop. And basically, we have only seen stops from SRB, Larobe, and Pepe. Everybody else still with the tire that they started with. I think somebody's on mediums. El Kang's on mediums. So that is very good. Very good for him. I don't think he will be able to challenge Scott Palmer for first place, but he might be able to create an amazing gap between himself and Brady or whoever else is behind him. Are we going to have safety car in this lap? It doesn't look that way, so we'll have another lap of safety car while we wait for Larobe and Zorro to get into the pack. At this point, there is really no much to say, and I think we're going to have more safety cars. I'm going to guess that we're going to have 9 drivers finishing the race. A lot of them will, I think, will behave like Crescent. They will get tired of the circuit, and then they will just crash because they don't want to deal with this anymore. So let's see. I don't think we will see a lot of overtakes, as I said previously. So I hope I see some interesting crashes, to be honest. I just want to make this fun for the viewers and myself. I think close battles will be a no-no this week. But safety car is in this lap, so we're gonna have a race in our hands. Still 25 laps left. Scott Palmer controlling the pack, waiting for the safety car to reach the pit lane, and then he goes pretty soon, extremely soon. And El Kang has an amazing also start using ERS a lot, trying to stay behind Scott Palmer. What an amazing restart from El Kang, but nothing changed. Maybe Max and Chewy will have a fight anytime soon. Let's stay with them for a while. He takes a look, he says maybe, but no, he backed out on that corner. It's just that it's really hard to find a place to overtake here. I think maybe one of the DRS zones, but some of them are like extremely short that you really don't have the time to make the move and, you know, complete the move totally. So I think Max will have to follow him, follow Chewy, maybe until there's DRS. You know, we can see again, like he tries to see if there's an opening. Oh, we have a problem with Grid Plus, who lost the car. But that's just a yellow flag, nothing more than that. Sales starting to get close to Brady. Let's see if there's something that he can make stake, and also if he can stay close in this main straight. But again, not enough to make a move. That's the problem. Like, not many people have the track to make moves. So you can just get close to the person and stay behind. It's a very frustrating race. Max seems to be the one that is the closest to his rival. Also Fire chasing Larop, but no problem. Then back of Donuts chasing Ernest. This might be one that he will try to make as soon as possible. Let's see if he's able to, because then behind him is Chewy and Max, who are also fighting. We have a problem with Larop. He had probably some contact. So we can see that back of Donuts already is at 20% battery. So that is not good. And you know, lap 8 and already at 14% battery, trying to make the move, but again you just follow the person. Then Grape has a problem, and I think he will have to go into the pits to get a new wing. Let's stay with Bag of Donuts to see if he can do something, but doesn't look that. Actually, we're gonna move to Pepe Zorro, who is chasing. Oh no, he got a problem, and then Grid Plus also had a contact with him. Thankfully, they are still in the race. How many people are going into the pits right now? We see that Grape is going into the pits, and there's a movement here. Yeah, so we didn't see it, but Bag of Donuts finally make the move on Ernest. And now Chewy is trying to make the move on Ernest and also Max. So Chewy pushes Ernest to the outside of the track, and then we have a problem between, I think, Max and Chewy. They had a small incident. They are able to rejoin the track. Now Max is up front. We saw the contact, not very clear, but yeah, something happened there. Then Brady and Sales might have also something on their own. And yeah, the problem is that you get frustrated that you cannot pass the driver in front of you, that you just try like a very risky move just because you are just tired of it. For example, here we can see Larop and Pepe, they had something, and they have, you know, had an incident. It looks like Brady is out of the race. He's not racing anymore. Well, he's back online. That was crazy. And Max is overtaking him at this moment. So he was a ghost for a very huge part of the lap, but it seems that now he's back controlling the car. Then Grape gets a 3-second penalty. It's not very easy to run over track limits in this track. but some people still do it. So Max now is gonna challenge Bag of Donuts. So I think that safety car was good for Max. Maybe to fix few things on his setup. Trying to work on that brake bias and differential, because he has been able to recover some places, and now he's back in the hunt for Bag of Donuts, who now they have a small contact. But again, this is the train that I was talking about. Bag of Donuts being chased by Max, being chased by Brady, and a little bit behind, being chased by Chewy, and Ernest chasing Chewy as well. So we're gonna stay with Max for now to see what can he do, him and Brady, because Brady might be thinking, okay, I'm gonna wait for Max to make a move, and if it's not very good, I'm just gonna take advantage of that. So there goes Max with DRS open, not using ERS, but again just following Bag of Donuts, hoping for Bag to make a mistake. And Brady just behind them, aiming for the same thing. There goes Max, another DRS. He's gonna try to make the move. They goes out to side, and finally a bit aggressive from Max, but he makes the move, and it looked to be a very clean move, to be honest. So thank you for that, Max. And then Brady is gonna try to do the same versus Bag of Donuts, who seems to be not having his usual pace. And again, this circuit is very tricky. It's very hard to have the great setup and the great pace. So now Bag of Donuts doesn't have DRS, so this is the perfect moment for Brady to get close to Bag and have a battle of their own. Let's look at penalties, just to be aware of them for now. Is Brady gonna be able to overtake Bag of Donuts on this main straight? So he has DRS, also ERS, but will that be enough? It doesn't look that way, and he will have to wait for the next straight and maybe the next DRS zone. Just stay close to him and try to do what Max did a couple of laps ago. We have SRB having some problems. We're going to stay here because I think, it seems that this straight is the place to make the move. This is where Max overtook Bag of Donuts, and seems to be the place where Brady will try to do the same. Bag of Donuts is starting to create a train behind him, doing a Fernando Alonso from Monaco. Although I think this time it's not on purpose, it's just that the track is very demanding and Bag of Donuts hasn't found the pace on it. Bag of Donuts already 3 seconds behind Max, and Max getting extremely close to Sayles, so that will be a battle that we will want to see in the next few laps. But we are gonna stay for now with Brady and Chewy and Ernest getting extremely close to Bag of Donuts. Then we have Larope having some problems with his car. We can see that in the minimap. But let's stay for now with this small train. Everybody has DRS except Bag of Donuts, who is holding the pack. Then a small mistake from Brady, allows Chewy to overtake him, and maybe Chewy says, okay, I will have now the opportunity to attack Bag of Donuts. That small mistake from Brady also give a lot of breathing room to Bag of Donuts, who now is getting away. Then here Ernest, he tried to make the move, but was unsuccessful on Brady. Then we have SRB and Grave, they are going into the pit, so no problem. Then it's time to follow Max because he's getting closer and closer and closer to Sayless. So he might fancy a move in the next lap. Bag of Donuts is able to breathe after that mistake from Brady, and Ernest might be wanting to overtake Brady as well. So let's see how Max is gonna get close to Sayless, and I'm gonna guess in the same straight that he overtook Bag of Donuts, he will try to overtake his teammate from Ferrari as well, Sayless. Also Brady getting extremely close to Ernest, so it seems that Ernest was able to overtake Brady, and now Brady will try to repay the favor. So here, just get close to him and wait for the next main straight. Are we gonna see Max do it again? He did with Bag of Donuts a couple of laps ago. He is in a very good position. Is he gonna try again? 0.5 of a second. Will that be enough to get close to him? And it seems that not in this lap. But Sayless now has no battery at all. So maybe next lap will be the one. Then Brady trying to get close to Ernest. Seems to be, these two seem to be the only two battles that we have at the moment. So let's see how Max can. There it is, like Max is extremely close to Sayless. If he stays in that distance, like 0.2 of a second, 0.3 of a second on the second DRS zone, then he will have a very good opportunity to overtake. Let's see how that goes. They go in this small part, which is a bit tricky for some drivers, but so far for them has been pretty good. I think he had to brake more than he would wanted to there, but there it is. Main straight is just to get close to the rival. Don't try to make a move here. Just get close to him. Stay 0.3 of a second, 0.2 of a second for the rest of the corners, right until the main straight, well, the DRS zone, the second DRS zone. 0.3 of a second. DRS open, some ERS. I think this is it. This is the moment to do it. And he tries to do it, goes into the inside. Sayless doesn't put a lot of defense, and Max has overtake both Ferraris in the same straight. Then we have a problem with an Aston Martin. I'm not sure if that was Quid Plus or SRB. Sayless just trying to follow Max, but I don't think he will have the pace to do something. Brady following Ernest, but again, I don't foresee any movement unless somebody makes a huge mistake in the next laps. Now it's all about when people decide to pit. Are people gonna pit for softs, which means that they will stay in the track for a very long time, or are they gonna pit for mediums? For mediums is a good moment right now to pit. Like, don't use more of the hards, just go mediums and finish the race on that tire. The good thing about staying on track on hards is because if there's a safety car at any point from now on, you will be able to make a cheap stop and not lose many places. Let's see tires just to make sure that, yeah, Elkann will have to go for hards anytime soon. I think he might be able to stretch the current mediums to 20 laps. I think he is the one waiting for a safety car right now. Like in the next 5 laps, a safety car will be amazing for him. And if not, I'm not so sure if he can go to softs for 11 laps. You can if you are betting on a safety car, because the softs will give you a decent 7 to 8 laps. And if you have some, as I said that, we see Pepe Soro having some problem. And is he gonna crash on purpose? If so, that will be the safety car that we are waiting for. Well, that Elkann is waiting for. But now it seems that he is letting everybody go by. And he is stopped on track. There he goes again. He will go into the pits, or will he crash on purpose? Let's see. And it's very hard to drive here without a front wing. Meanwhile, we have a problem here with Salas. Salas goes into the pits. So Max is now extremely close to Elkann. And this is a straight that Max is loving to overtake. I don't think he will be able to do that right now. Yeah, he doesn't. But definitely he will try on the next lap. Will Elkann stay for 20 laps on mediums? It's risky, but you know, he might want to do that to have a chance for the podium. And also, I don't think he will put a lot of effort and defense versus Max, just because, you know, you have to run your own race, and 16 laps on mediums might be starting to hurt a little bit. Especially compared to the hards, who should be in a perfect state right now. SRB decided to put some softs, which definitely are not gonna last for the remaining of the race. But let's see. Okay, so Elkann stays on track, which means that this is a new opportunity for Max to get close to him. Meanwhile, Bag of Donuts and Chewy, are they having an issue or no? Bag of Donuts goes into the pits. So people are starting to go into the pits. We will see, you know, what tire they pick. I'm gonna guess everybody who goes into the pits right now is gonna pick medium. But Elkann doing amazingly. Again, if he goes to 20 laps, go for mediums. And also defending pretty well from Max. Max is starting to get a bit frustrated. We can see that from some of the movements that he makes on some corners, trying to see if that's the opportunity that he wants. So because he was unable to overtake on the straight that he loves to, then we see, you know, him being frustrated. And here, Fire doesn't put a lot of effort and lets Salas go by. So there it is, Max extremely close. But yeah, again, the track does not allow you to overtake, although he makes a better exit over there, and then goes side by side, and Max was able to get better grip on the corners and now is free to go by. So we haven't talked much about Scott Palmer, but that's because everything that has happened behind him is just good news for him. Because right now he is 14.5 seconds ahead of the competition. So he just needs to bring it home, really. Then Chui and Ernest go into the pits. Did they have an issue? It didn't look that way. El Kang, just stay on track for 2 laps and go for softs. Really, that's a good bet. So Sales now in 4th place, Back of Donuts in 5th, with a fresh new set of tires. When is Max gonna pit? Is Max gonna wait until a safety car? El Kang now behind Max 1.8 seconds. We can see Ernest closer to Grape, but not by much. I don't think something will happen unless Grape makes a mistake on any of the corners. So right now no one will have DRS. Not that it helps, really. Now it's all about knowing when is Scott Palmer gonna pit, when is Max gonna pit, and El Kang. And if El Kang goes for softs, I think El Kang can pit right now and he will still be in 3rd place. But again, let's try to put some softs. That would be fantastic. And we can see that Laroff puts a new set of soft tires. I think soft tires will last to the end of the race. Who is there? It's maybe a blue flag car, an Alfa Romeo. Laroff probably. Yeah. So I think Scott Palmer might wanna wait for Max to pit, and then have, all the time and all the space to pit and stay in 1st place without a problem. We have a yellow flag somewhere, but it seems that it is just somebody going slow. It looked to be an Aston Martin. Grape extremely close to Ernest suddenly, 0.6 of a second. Ernest, this might be a small battle that we see while the leaders go into the pits. Oof. Grape having some problems to control his car there, but at the end everything was okay. And now he's back at being 1.2 seconds behind. Now Brady is gonna try to challenge Chui. Just trying to get close to him, really. New set of mediums. Let's see. So El Kang goes into the pits and he goes for softs. Great choice. Great choice. And I think he's gonna rejoin in 4th place. But it's fine. That is fine. Oh, no. So Back of Donuts was also able to overtake El Kang from the pits. But I think this is good. Because these tires will last till the end of the race. Now, Max and Scott Palmer, when are they gonna pit? But it seems to be just a transactional thing. We have a problem with an Aston Martin somewhere. Is that Crit Plus? No. So we have safety car. Yeah, safety car. I think probably was SRB who just DNF. Let's see if Scott Palmer is able to see it. No. So he goes into the pits, obviously. That was very bad news for Elkann, who pitted just one lap prior to the incident. So unfortunate for him for just a lap. Otherwise, he would have been able to pit for softs and remain on third place for sure. Now, Max and Scott Palmer are gonna go for softs, and they are gonna stay on the position that they are in. Elkann will have, a fresh set of softs for the restart, but Back of Donuts and Sayless also have new tires. 4 laps old, 3 laps old on mediums. It's not that bad, especially on this track. I don't think on a restart, especially if it's in a safety car restart. Wait, Ernest went to the pits? No, Sayless went into the pits. And Back of Donuts went into the pits. Why? Like, they had new mediums. And it's very hard to overtake on this circuit. I am surprised that they decided to pit. And I think that was a mistake. Also, Back of Donuts gets a 5-second penalty for crossing the pit lane exit. But what a terrible strategy for the Ferraris. I mean, if they are trying to copy real life, they did it to the perfection. But they had new mediums in a track that is very hard to overtake. It was a safety car restart. I mean, if it's a standing restart, for sure, you put some softs, because that will give you more grip, especially, when everybody starts from nothing. But on a safety car restart, wow, what a very bad strategy for the Ferraris. And if we include that, the 5-second penalty for Back of Donuts, I don't think that was a smart choice from the pit wall. And what we are gonna see is how Ernest and Brady perform. Because if Ernest and Brady are able, which I think they will, to maintain their position, then that will confirm that going into the pits for softs was not the right thing to do. And if by some reason Sayless and Back of Donuts are able to overtake Ernest and Brady, well then, that will be an indication that I was on the wrong. But I'm willing to bet money that by pure pace, by pure driving, Ernest and Brady will remain ahead of Sayless and Back of Donuts. Unless there's an incident, unless there's a mistake driving, but just by pure regular driving through the circuit using the tires that they have, I think going for softs was not the right thing to do. But we will see. Also, Back of Donuts with that 5-second penalty, well, that is just pouring rain on the Ferrari driver. That movement into the pits from the Ferrari guys was nothing but music for Elkann, who is able to retake third place. I think he has 3 seconds of penalty, so he will need to create a gap from Ernest on mediums. I'm not sure if that will be enough. Well, everybody on new tires. Ernest and Brady decided not to pit, which I think is the right call, but we will see after the restart. Are you going to have safety car in this lap? or one more lap with safety car. So let's see how Max is gonna be. So yeah, definitely the safety car was not very good news for Scott Palmer because he had like a 14.5 second advantage over Max. And from what we have seen, Max is very good following drivers and making a move on the second DRS zone. We haven't seen much from Scott Palmer, but because he is just on first place and driving on his own. So it would be interesting to see if there's something that we can see there. And then the Ferraris, we need to look at them and see how they behave with these new tires. Larobe goes back to the pits, so maybe he had a problem with a front wing. Yeah, he needs to get a new front wing for sure. There it is. And it seems that we are going to have now the race restart. Okay, so Larobe, you need to speed things up if you want to get back in the pack from when the race restarts. Because I'm pretty sure we're going to have safety car in this lap. Will Max try to make a move versus Scott Palmer? Will Elkann be able to hold to that third place? He needs to create a 3-second gap versus whoever is behind him. And then what I'm really interested about is that battle between 4th and 7th place. Hopefully there are no contacts, there are no incidents, and we can see pure driving, comparing both tires and see if going for softs was the right call for the Ferraris. Safety car in this lap. Scott Palmer is gonna try to set the pace. Last time he went pretty early, and then he goes again extremely early. And Elkann, another great restart from him. So it seems that we have a race once again. I will keep an eye extremely close to Max, Elkann, and then Ernest Brady, Sayles, and Bag of Donuts. Let's see what they can do. It's time to look at the penalties. 5 seconds for Bag of Donuts and 3 seconds for Grape and Elkann. Let's go to tires because I'm really interested in this. So we can see Ernest extremely close, well, not extremely close, close-ish to Elkann. And here we see Creed Plus. Yeah, I think his race is over. So Sayles, 0.5 of a second chasing Brady. But in this track more than another. 3-second penalty for Max. So that's very good news for Scott Palmer. And I think we have our first and second place, if there are no major incidents, while Elkann needs to create a gap which so far has been unable to. Got Palmer setting a fastest lap of 140. Sayles trying to get close to Brady, and Bach of Donuts also chasing Sayles, his teammate. Okay, there it is, Sayles, 4/10 of a second of Brady. Now the problem is that you might be extremely close to your rival, but where are you gonna be able to make the move? He tries there in that corner, but yeah, it's very difficult. So, and now he's using a lot of ERS. So yeah, that's not very good news for the Ferrari guys. Elkann versus Ernest. Elkann, I think, is unable to set that 3-second gap that he needs to. So Ernest might be inheriting third place if nothing crazy happens. So Elkann just make a move. Sorry, Sayles trying to make a move on Brady, and then the Ferraris touch. And there's another AlphaTauri trying to say thank you very much for that. Oh, that's a very bad crash. And Sayles is out of the race. Yeah, he might try to go into the pits, but technically speaking, his race is over. And he gets a 5-second penalty. Then Bach of Donuts now lost also a place. And that's because the Ferraris touch each other. So very, very bad day at the office on the Ferrari team. And now it's all about Ernest trying to stay 3 seconds closer to Elkann, which so far looks good. Chuy Gallegos also has a 5-second penalty. Lots of penalties coming up right now. So what Elkann needs right now is just for Ernest to get a penalty, really, because I don't think he will be able to get 3 seconds. Although Ernest right now, we see him having some problems. And now he's 1.2 seconds from Elkann, but we can see that he's not putting a lot of effort trying to go fast. Now he's 1.4 seconds, so he was less than a second maybe a lap ago, and now he is just, something happened. Maybe he had a small incident while driving. Because now he's back at the regular pace. But yeah, but we saw that he wasn't very keen in going fast in that part of the circuit. So maybe he was just recovering for a small understeer or oversteer, to be more precise. Grape chasing Brady. So unfortunately we didn't see the battle to see if the Ferrari strategy paid off. It clearly didn't. And now Grape has overtaken Brady. And while this can be an example of the tires, I'm not gonna validate that, because this was an incident like the incident of the Ferraris gave Grape the opportunity to do what he's doing right now. Bach of Donuts extremely close to Brady. Is he gonna try to do something to recover something on track? Although those 5 seconds will hurt him very, very much. So Ernest now is 1.3 seconds behind El Kang. So if he just brings it home with no penalties of his own, we have a problem. I'm not sure who is it. Maybe it's Sales. For a second I thought it was El Kang because Ernest was closing by a lot, but no, all good. Here we have Bag of Donuts on fire, chasing Brady. Let's see if they can do anything in this straight that has been probably the only straight where we have seen actual overtakes. And Bag of Donuts is gonna try to make the move, but he backs out and forces Fire to also not do a move of his own. We have a yellow flag somewhere. I think Sales just DNF. I think he retired on pits. Yeah, I think he just retired on pits. So all good. After a very bad strategy call, they decide to retire the car and free Sales from the pain that this race was. Bag of Donuts is still trying to do something on track versus Brady. You know, trying to show us that the soft tire was better somehow. But yeah, I don't see this happening. And I mean, also the 5-second penalty is there, so you know, not much is gonna happen. Fire has a problem. Fire put the ERS too soon, the pedal on the gas too soon, and yeah, I said that last corner was tricky, and Fire decided to back my words. So I think we have the final note. There it is, Bag of Donuts making the move on Brady, trying to in the main straight, who's gonna come on top, and it's Bag of Donuts, the one who does. But there's no way he will be able to create a 5-second gap from Brady. Yeah, so is this proof that the soft tires work more than the mediums on this circuit? No, it's not. I still believe the Ferraris had a massive mistake on their hands when they decided to pit on their safety car, because they were in 3rd and 4th place, and now just Bag of Donuts was able to get 6th place, and that's really because the contact that they had between teammates, Grape taking advantage of that, and you know, Brady being probably the collateral effect of that. And here we have Leroy. I don't think he had a problem with Chewy. It's just that he maybe spin on his own. Max trying to get extremely close to God Palmer, but with that 3-second penalty, he will have to accept 2nd place. El Kang, how is he doing? Yeah, that 3-second penalty is gonna hurt him at the end. So we are in the last lap. God Palmer, I think he led all laps, which is impressive. And even right now, his first sector is just 0.04 of a second slower than his best. So, you know, still delivering. God Palmer on this last lap. El Kang, not much to do. I think Ernest will just follow him home. and get that podium with the Elkann penalties. We have a yellow flag, I think that's grid plus. Yeah. So it's time to see how God Palmer finishes the race and how he is back on the league, and not only back on the podium, but getting the win on Singapore. Max second place, then Elkann will come 9 seconds after these two amazing drivers. Ernest gets the third place, the podium, because of the penalties. And then we start to see a lot of movement just because of the unserved penalties. So back of Donald Center in 7th, not very good for the championship. This was the opportunity that he needed, with John not participating on today's race, but he was unable to capitalize on that. And that's it. Amazing drive from God Palmer. We didn't see much of him, but it seems that he had everything under control, and even the last lap he was setting good times. Max, after a terrible start, he was able to recover all the way to second place. And then, unfortunate for Elkann, he was driving very good. He got, a decent drive, but that 3-second penalty forced him to concede the third place to Ernest. Was a good race, not that exciting, but good enough. Thanks to everybody, GG, and good night.